All right, season 6, episode 10, Tit.
What if it
Honus.
Tithonus?
Tithonus? No. Well, Tithonus. Yeah, maybe. I like Tit. Honus. Honus.
Okay. I didn't know that was the name of this episode. I was like looking at your notes. I'm like, oh, that's this episode? I don't know what that means.
I just want to say Tit.
Okay. It's the tits.
I'm just going to ignore the HONU and just say tits.
All right.
Okay. I have no idea what the fuck that means. Zero idea.
It sounds
like bullshit.
Greek or Latin.
Yeah, so Mulder and Scully are, of course, doing grunt work. And we get this guy who has the ability to see when people are going to die. Yep. And he does so by, from what we see through his eyes, they look like they're in black and white. And so he likes to photograph them when they're going to die. This reminded me a lot, of course, of the movie Nightcrawler with Jake Gyllenhaal, except for he doesn't have the ability to see when people are going to die. Mm-hmm. He just rides around. I love that film. I love it. It's my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal performance and film, and he's made a lot of wonderful movies for me. But yeah, this reminded me of that for sure. And yeah, overall, I dig this episode. It definitely reminds me. I guess if I was to say it reminds me of anything in the series, though, it reminds me of the Last Repose episode. But that one's more funny, and this one's more dark and like gritty crime street. You know, the like crime, street drama. Yeah. You know, gritty crime thriller.
Yeah, this is a good episode. It's a Scully heavy episode. Because Mulder's like doing grunt work for a lot of this, and
well, Scully's put on this assignment. Mulder isn't.
Right. Yes. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I like it. I think this one, you know, this is like a nice episode where it's not like a religious thing, but Scully kind of has an experience, obviously, like a really major experience where the guy, like, you know, like we find out that the reason he can predict when people are going to die and see when they're going to die is because he supposedly was able to, like, cheat death by not looking at death when death came for him.
Yeah.
And this was, like, back in, like, the early 1800s or mid 1800s or something, right?
So all
He's
blind
like
people
are
immortal.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I have always loved, like, the personification of death, like, coming around to, like, take you away. I think that's a really, like, I don't know. It's just, it's imagery that I think feels very, like, timeless, and I like it a lot. There's an episode in Neil Gaiman's Sandman that deals with death personified coming around to take people. And
what
that's
about
like,
the Muppets Christmas Carol?
Yeah, and then there's also that. Anyway, but we don't see death in this or anything.
Spit.
But I do like the idea of, like, you're on your deathbed and, like, you just, like, see death. But, like, not a scary thing coming at you. Just, like, oh, like,
not a Dementor from
not like,
Harry
no, not
Potter.
like a freaking Dementor, not like the Grim Reaper necessarily. But, so, like, that episode from the Sandman is, like, really great. But anyway, so he, like, is dying of some illness. But then does not die because he like refuses to look at death.
Yeah.
And so he says that ever since then I haven't been able to, like, die. I think it's Mulder who says, somebody in this episode says something like, it might even be this guy, but it's like when you seek it, like, hard enough. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's, like, some line about, like, when you look for it, it doesn't find you.
Yeah.
But when you're not looking for it, it does.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact line and who says it now.
It's him.
That's
pretty sure it's him.
That's funny because I'm like, there's so many people that are always seeking death and they die.
Sure, it's total nonsense, of course, but it sounds good.
Yeah.
Now, his whole reason for doing all of this is because he's trying to capture a shot of death. And I think if he thinks he can get a shot of death, he can look at it and die.
Yeah, that's 1,000% what he's trying to do. He's not trying to, like...
He's going to die, and then he's going to leave that photo behind, and every time anyone picks it up, they're going to die too.
I mean, yeah, that's like what you
A
would
cursed
think.
photo.
Yeah. But he ends up being able to sacrifice himself for Scully because he sees Scully in black and white, and she gets shot, and she is like not having a good time, and he's like, close your eyes, like don't look, and so she does, like she listens to him, and then he dies. They both get shot, so it's not like what 1,000% what she's gonna do after she heals is gonna be like, he got shot as well. I just happened to live because the bullet passed through him and like slowed down or whatever.
Oh, sure.
So like she's gonna
She can
rationalize
logically,
it, but obviously, like
explain
as
it
the
away.
viewer, we know that he trades his life for hers.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean it's an easy way to justify it for her.
yeah,
And yeah, that's that. So Scully doesn't want to believe, and she doesn't have to because he gives her easy enough out.
yeah.
But if you are on death's door, don't look at him, and you'll live forever.
Just be like, close your eyes.
Yeah, that's how it works according to the X-Files. So I'm gonna gouge my eyes out now and live forever. All right, that's that. Adios.
Bye.